Who is the face of Bafana Bafana? Does Bafana Bafana even have a face? To AFCON now, we are going to the World Cup. Do we even have a face? Do you remember in 1996 when Bafana Bafana lifted that AFCON trophy? One could argue that Lucas Radebe was the face of Bafana Bafana, even though there were great players in that team like Neil Tovi, Dr. Kumalo and the likes. But we had a clear, definite face of the team. But to answer that question, we must firstly define what the face of the squad really means. To me, the face of the team, it is someone that you think about when you think about that national team. Think of it like Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal, Leo Messi for Argentina, Kylian Mbappe for France, Victor Osimhen for Nigeria. But however, there are national teams that do not actually have the face, like England. The English team does not necessarily have a single player. They have so many superstars, but they don't have a clear individual face. Maybe that's where Bafana Bafana is today. Let's look at some names which could claim that title of being the face of the team. Number one, the man at the back, Ronwen Williams. To many, he is the face of the national team. He is the true wall, the true captain, the man that carried the team last time in the AFCON. The man who is recognized globally by CAF, by FIFA, even Ballon d'Or. He went there not as guest, but as a nominee. That shows that he's got that identity and that pedigree as a goalkeeper. He's respected locally and internationally. What more could you ask for? On and off the field, Ronwen Williams carries himself like a true professional, a true leader, humble, composed, and passionate about football. If you ask many fans today, that's the character that you need from a face. But is he the only one? I believe that there are other players like Tebogo Mokoena, the silent general in that Bafana team. Every great national team has that one player who controls the tempo, dictates the play, dictates the rhythm, makes the game look effortless. That's Tebogo Mokoena. Do you remember his free kick against Morocco? Do you remember that free kick that sent us to the semi-final of AFCON? Locally, he's considered as the gold standard. No one can be compared to him. His technique, his vision, his composure, his leadership in that midfield, something that not many young players have, not many players globally have. South Africa on its own, it has created one of the great midfielders. I mean, he's among that conversation. There's no way he's not. He's among those great creative midfielders that South Africa has produced. Players like Steve Likulia, players like Steve Pina, players like Dr. Kumalo, Thulani Serero, Themba Zwane, just to mention a few. But he is among the greats, and probably even better than them because he's got the consistency. He's not flashy in the pitch, but all he does is to deliver. To some fans, he is the most complete player, most complete midfielder South Africa ever produced. If Ronwen Williams is the shield, then Tebogo Mokoena is the sword. That's how I define Tebogo Mokoena. In this new age, there are young warriors which are coming to claim that face. Players like Mbekezeli Mbokazi, just 20 years of age, captain of Orlando Pirates, a defender like no other, a person, a player who can mark, fearless, aggressive, plays with hunger, plays with zeal, have the mentality to win. Do you remember how he played against Nigeria? Put on man of the match performance. He was rock solid. He even pocketed Ademola Lookman, one of the greatest attackers in Africa. That is not small feat. That's one of the great qualities that you need from a defender. Of course, he had a rough moment against Zimbabwe, wherein he got a red card. But that just shows the hunger. It shows that he wants to win. It's the mentality of a player, the fire inside of a player. Of course, it cannot be taught to other people. Of course, it's something that we cannot tell him to continue to do. But we understand the position in which he was in. Some people even call him the next Mbulelo Mabizela. You remember how good Mbulelo Mabizela was? Some people are calling him that. But to me, I feel like he's even better. He's got calm, he's fearless. He could even go further than what Mbulelo Mabizela did, considering that time that he's got and the discipline as a player. He is next. He could definitely define the next generation. But the question is he the face of Bafana right now? Maybe not. Maybe he is for the future. But definitely, he is among the pot. And if these old guys are not careful, he will take that face position. And then there is a creative spark. A player in which there is no way in which Hugo Broos can leave behind. Hugo Broos loved this player by all his heart because he brings the creative spark into the team. He brings the energy. He brings the consistency. It doesn't matter who you are playing against. That player is gonna be in the national team and he's gonna perform. Who am I talking about? Nico Mobi? No, I'm just joking, guys. I'm talking about none other than Oswin Appollis, the Orlando Pirates attacker, previously playing for Polokwane City. He is one for the big stage. Actually, it doesn't matter who you're going to play. You're going to play Lesotho, he's going to perform. You're going to play Nigeria, he's going to perform. Whosoever that you're going to play is going to put on the great performance. He is one for the big stage. He is one for the small stage. It doesn't matter. He's impressive in front of goals. He's got composure, consistency, confidence. And he belongs to the next level. He definitely belongs to the next level. In few years, I can guarantee you this. Oswin Appollis could be the kind of a player who bridges the local and the international respect in South African football. He is that good. A player who makes the fans proud. The player that one can even say, that's our player. That's the South African nature that we want from a player. Oswin Appollis. Of course, these players which I've mentioned, Mbekezeli Mbokazi, Oswin Appollis, Ronwen Williams, they are not playing alone. They are playing with others. The beauty about this South African squad is that it plays as a unit. But it would be unfair for me not to mention these other players as honorable mentions. A player like Mohau Nkotha, the rising star who caught the eye of FIFA president Gianni Infantino after the game against Nigeria, wherein he performed very well. A player like Rele Mofokeng. These are for the future. However, someone who still have a claim that we are not really talking about is Themba Zwane. I know someone will say, no, he has been injured lately and all that. But when we are talking about a face of a national team, you are also talking about a player that have created legacy. He created legacy in that national team. He created the DNA, how Bafana currently plays today. It is because of him, Themba Zwane. He's a veteran, a playmaker, the man who has been there through the phase of rebuilding this national team. He might not be the current face, but his legacy is rooted in this team. His DNA is all over. But the big question still remains, among all these players, who is really the face of the national team? If you ask 100 South Africans today, you will probably get 3 main answers. Ronwen Williams, Tebogo Mokoena, Mbekezeli Mbokazi, and of course the fourth one being Oswin Appollis. Ronwen Williams for his leadership, Tebogo Mokoena for his consistency, Mbokazi for promise of the future, and Oswin Appollis for his creative genius. Maybe there is no one face of the team. Maybe the face is the collective of this team right now. This generation of players is built on the shared responsibility. It's a team that is finally balanced between experience, youth, creativity, discipline, and flair. What matters the most in this team is that they are united, and it feels good to be a South African again. And as fans, we just have to appreciate it. As we approach AFCON and looking ahead at the World Cup, maybe the real face of Bafana Bafana is the team itself, a collective of players who fight for the badge, one dream, and one country. Still, I'm curious though, who is your pick? Would you pick the captain, Ronwen Williams? Would you pick the midfield maestro, Tebogo Mokoena, the rising star of Mbekezeli Mbokazi, or the creative genius of Oswin Appollis? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I will really appreciate it. Keep this debate going. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Fan Fever, signing out.